What's up? Your boy Domuto. We're back with another video today. Watching Beyond Dragon Ball Super Battle on planet Vampa. Ensues, Whis, and Zalama find the Super Dragon Balls. Shout out to my boy UnrealEntGaming for this video, man. We about to get into it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and there go.
As our story now continues, following the initial invasion on planet Vampa, with the newly evolved demon Haas being shown having to be first to make his way forward in confronting our heroes, it was only just upon with Broly, Gohan, and Goku being shown having to stare Haas down and having to wait and see what he was going to do next was when Haas went on to then quickly point out by responding, "I find it quite amusing on how you have all decided to go and gather together on this world in assuming that Lord Raijin wasn't going to go and find you, but now that I have been given a second chance to honor Lord Raijin's name after granting me a new strength to do so, you should all go and know that I don't intend on squandering it here against you, because with this newly found power that is coursing through my body, and I will hereby go and make it my mission to weaken every last one of you, both physically, mentally, and spiritually, before I go and hand you all off to Lord Raijin himself to destroy. And so while you may go and think that you are all safe, understand that you will never find peace, so as long as Lord Raijin's will is to be done, which is why you will all suffer in his name, and as I will go on to make sure of that personally," Haas continues. And very soon, once we go and carry out his will and finish what was started long ago, then not only will Lord Raijin go on to place himself within the highest ranking position in the entire multiverse and having to rule over you all, but Lord Raijin will also hold dominion over everything, with nothing and no one that will be left to go and dare to stand in his way ever again, Oz continues. And since the three of you are some of Universe 7's mightiest mortal warriors, then you three will be the ones who will pay the price with your lives once this is all over. With Gohan then having to respond, "Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think I've had enough in having to go and deal with these demons as of late, and so what do you all say then? Shall we go and put an end to them here and now and show these monsters on what our power is truly capable of, or do you want to go and try and see if we can gauge them all first in battle and having to go and further see in what we'll be going up against in the meantime?" Gohan questions, because quite frankly I'm getting real tired of having to deal with these creatures back to back to back like this, and so what do you say, Dad? "Well, for one, we shouldn't go and underestimate anything that these demons could possibly be capable of in having to do," Goku responds, "and so let's just instead go engage them all and first having to see what we're up against in battle before we go off and destroy them," Goku says. And so now in the meantime, Sheila and Lemmo, it's better for you guys to go and get to a safe enough place while we go and do this, because it just might go and get ugly out here in the meantime. So before we go in there and do this, Goku continues, fair warning to you both, and trying not to go and let your guard down here against them, and let's just go and see on how much power will be needed to crush them all, so that way we can go on to further maintain what we have for later in case we truly might need to go and use it, Goku says. And as we can't just go and chance anything out here against them, so try and remain focused, Goku says, as Haas went on to then quickly shout, "Enough of this! Now go, my fellow hunters! Go and sink your spikes into their flesh, and do not stop pursuing them until they all perish." Alright, now remember to go and hold your ground, and for you not to go and let any of them out of your sights, Goku, to continue. And so now try and remember to save your strength in case we need it briefly, and let's just go and see as to what we're up against here. But then, it was only just upon with the hunters being shown slamming into both Goku and Gohan as Broly was left having to stand off against Haas, was when Gohan then went on to quickly respond, "Oh, these things are a lot sturdier than I would have imagined that they'd be, but try not to go and let up here against these things, but from what I can go and see and from the looks of it, I think these things only had decided to go and target us in the meantime, Dad, which means that Broly is all by himself." "Well, that I can go and see, but don't let their sudden attacks go and sway you otherwise, especially you, Broly," Goku shouts. "But heads up right there in front of you, because it looks as though the bigger one over there is coming right after you, Broly." But then, it was only just upon within that very moment as Broly was shown turning into a Super Saiyan, as the newly evolved demon Haas was then shown making his way towards him, was when Haas went on to then quickly respond, I don't think you mortals quite understand the dangers that you are all placed in within the moment, because with the two of you having to come onto this world for whatever reason that may have been, the end result of what is about to go and take place throughout this rotten universe once Lord Raijin goes and gets his hands on what he seeks will inevitably all end in the exact same way as he had anticipated for it to end, and that'll be through your inevitable destruction. Well, not if we have something to say about it, you won't. Gohan then went on to quickly power up by responding, for they may be strong, but I do believe that those giant mouths on the front of their bodies is their greatest weakness, Dad. And so now let's go and try to hurry and blast these things back so that we can go and try to get rid of them from our line of sight and focus solely on Demon Haas while we have the chance, Gohan shouts. Right then, and so now there, Goku shouts upon being shown having to let out a blast alongside with Gohan.
Okay, going a little Super Saiyan. Okay, going blue.
Go and give it everything you have without going as far as to use your full power, and let's clear right past these two so that we can go and get the main one. Yes, there we are now, Gohan shouts, and with Broly jumping into using his Super Saiyan form rather than going any higher, it only now appears as though we have them right where we need to be, just as I knew that we would, as Haas went on to then quickly respond, oh, but how did you both just go and deal with my hunters so quickly like this? Curse you, primal parasites, for you haven't won. Not by a long shot, and I stand here before you as proof that you didn't and you won't, Saiyans. Well, maybe now you can go and see that we here in Universe 7 aren't just going to let you demons walk all over us without putting you all right back in your places by proving you wrong. And since we did, now you are left all alone with no one to save you from what you have coming, with Goku having to then chime in. And since you wanted to be the first one to go and try to use the numbers game here against us, now it's time for us to go and show you by going as far as to return the favor tenfold, Demon. To which it was only just upon with Gohan, Broly, and Goku being shown dashing directly towards Demon Haas was when Haas went on to then quickly respond, so this was your grand plan, huh, Saiyans? For did you really go and think that I would go and come here all alone? No, you fools. For we demons are never truly alone, because even while I stand before you as one, I carry the power and will of the entire demon realm here with me, as you are not just fighting me, but you are rather fighting all of us. To which it was only from behind Haas, as multiple energy beams were then shown having to make its way through the smoke. We only then begin to take a look as to how the tables were now beginning to shift within the favor of the demons, as Haas went on to then continue, yes, very good. For my reinforcements have finally arrived, and who better to be sent out here to crush you all than by sending out one of the strongest machine demons within the entire demon realm. For now you mortals are in for a very rude awakening, and so now you are all in for it. As Ultimate Gohan then went on to respond, it's what an insanely powerful burst of energy attacks, but where in the world are they coming from, and why are these attacks so heavy? Oh, if we don't go and try to do something quick, then it'll simply go on to overtake us all here, Dad. But then it was only surprisingly enough through the other side, as the elite machine demon known as Mechimyro was then shown having to step through in blasting Broly, Gohan, and Goku, was when Mechimyro then went on to respond, how utterly pathetic of you mortals to go and assume that we are not without protecting our own, for Lord Raijin's will is absolute, and with I as his instrument of chaos, he has sent me into this universe to purge it of all those who dare to stand and oppose him, as I am hereby ready to battle you all, for this day will be remembered as your last, because I don't plan on stopping until each and every single one of you are destroyed, no matter the cost. Mechimyro continues, for you were lucky to have escaped us once before, Son Goku, but know this, for you will not be so lucky to go and escape us as you did ever again. As Goku then went on to respond, oh no,
big ass robot.
I remember him from when Kibi and I were attempting to avoid being seen by him, and we've got to go and stand our ground here, you guys, because I think that this is going to be a tough one. But then it was only through the other
Broly.
side, as Super Saiyan Broly was then shown rapidly making his way ever so closer towards Mekimairo, was when Ultimate Gohan then went on to quickly shout, wait, no, don't do it, Broly. Oh, darn it. We're sitting ducks out here if we don't go and do something quick here, Dad, because I'm not sure if Broly's going to be able to handle that guy out there all by himself, and so we've got no other choice than to go even higher than what we are now, because, well, the longer we go and hold out, then the worse this could probably end up becoming, especially since we kind of already see as to where these two stand. But it was even despite Super Saiyan Broly's best attempts of having to attack Mekimairo, with Mekimairo being shown having to wrap Broly around several cables before being shown having to electrocute him, was when Goku then went on to quickly respond, oh, darn it, I was hoping that it wouldn't come down to this and having us go and use our strongest levels of power so soon, but it looks like we are left with no other choice then, and so now let's go and hurry and use our full strength in hopes of getting that machine off of him, because if he is able to go and grab hold of Broly and electrocute him like this, then it's only going to be a matter of time before Broly's body wears down, with that machine demon having to end his life in the process, and so let's move right now.
It done got Broly, bruh. What the fuck?
Goku ended up doing, because with Goku being shown jumping straight into his mastered Ultra Instinct form as Gohan jumped into his Beast form, was when the two immediately then went on the attack by simultaneously kicking Mekimairo, with Gohan shouting, that's enough, you metal freak, because if you thought that we were just going to stand idly by and watch you hurt him the way you did, then you have another thing coming then, demon. That's right, Goku then went on to quickly chime back in, and no amount of loyalty to your Dark Lord down there is ever going to go and break our resolve to always stand together in battle no matter what, with Haas responding, curse these Saiyans and their constant rotten interference. Now how should we go about this by having to split them apart and having to keep them divided, Mekimairo? Now hold your ground and do not falter from this momentary pushback, Mekimairo then went on to quickly respond, for I will go and find a way to break them all apart and creating separation between them, and when I do, I will need for you to go and close in and do what must be done to shred them while we have the chance, but you will leave the bigger Saiyan among them all for me to handle, Mekimairo continues, and as I will go and be the one who will ensure his painful destruction. But then, it was suddenly within that very moment, as both Haas and Mekimairo were beginning to sense a very strange and anomalous energy begin to surge and having to garner both of their attentions, was when Haas went on to then quickly respond, wait, Mekimairo, are you sensing what I'm sensing at the moment? For could this truly be what I think for this to be? Because if it is, Haas continues, then what should our next move go and be, since we are already locked in battle at the moment, with Mekimairo responding, yes, for the hour of the beast is at long last here, which only means that our work here must be cut short until we are to return again. For we are all now to go and return back within the demon realm for the time being and be with Lord Raijin as we wait to find out on what he wants for us to go and do, Mekimairo continues.
What the hell?
So now in the meantime, let us go and gather whatever of our forces are left and make our return at once, for we are not to go and miss this if this truly is what we suspect for this to be, Haas. And so now let's go, with Beast Gohan then having to chime in, hey, wait, look, something's wrong, because is it just me, or does it seem as though they are starting to lay off here? Because whatever it was that just happened, Gohan continues, it almost looks as though it now has their full and undivided attention. And so what do you think is going on that has them all on edge like this, with their guards now having to be lowered, with Goku responding, I'm not really sure, but we can't just stand around here and just wait to find out either. And so now what are you two doing? Goku then went on to further question, because we know that you are both more than likely planning something here, and so whatever it is that you are both whispering about over there isn't going to be something that'll work. And so now what's it going to be? With Mekimairo responding, rejoice in this temporary moment that you call victory while you can, because now that the hour of the beast has finally arrived, this was now the very moments that we demons from the demon realm have been waiting for, Mekimairo continues, for Lord Raijin's vision is nearing its completion, and with it, the true might of the demon realm will soon descend upon you all, once we are to return, but I want you all to go and know this. For this display of so-called unity will mean nothing when we return for you, because the next time we find you, and we will find you, Mekimaro continues, we are going to most definitely break you, for you should have tried to go and finish us off while you had the chance, but now that you are all out of time, the next time we fight will most certainly be your last, Saiyans. Just you wait. As Broly then surprisingly went on to then dash towards Mekimaro with Gohan shouting, "Oh wait, so no, Broly, don't be foolish enough to go and try to go after them like this, because they could be baiting us into falling from one of their traps, and so don't do it! Oh darn it, he doesn't seem to be listening, Dad!" With Mekimaro then shown having to blast his way back through the portal by then responding, "Worry not, savage beast, for I will ensure to go and keep my eye on you, especially for the next time that you and I are to do battle against one another," Mekimaro continues. "You will not be so lucky to escape the clutches of my wrath like how you were shown being able to do before ever again. And so now until we meet again soon, Broly." To which it was only just upon within that very moment as Beast Gohan went on to grab Broly by the shoulder in preventing Broly from following Mekimaro, was when Gohan then went on to quickly respond, "Broly, wait, you've got to go and try to calm down and listen to me, because we can't just have you go and follow them in there, because there is no telling on what is left that is waiting for you if you go in there alone. And so now you've got to go and try to get a grip on your power and listen to us by not making the same mistake."
I don't know, Broly had the right idea, man. Go ahead and kill them, take them niggas out.
There is no telling on what that realm is like, or if they're purposely trying to bait us into falling for a possible trap by going in there, and so you've got to try and calm down, Broly. "Oh, they've retreated yet again," Goku then went on to chime back in. "But what exactly did they go and mean by what they just said?" Goku questions. "But even now on top of it all does anyone else feel that in the air?" Goku questions. "Or something doesn't seem to feel right, but I really can't go and put my finger as to why that is or what that could possibly be, and that is simply because whatever that is or whatever it was that those demons had went and meant is something that I do not have a good feeling about, and I can't help but wonder as to what that is or what they could be planning, but it's certainly not going to be anything good, which is also exactly why we need to be very careful in making sure that we don't go and let our guard down," with Gohan being shown powering back down by responding, "Hey, yeah, I'm starting to feel something different within the air now too, but what do you think it is?" Gohan questions, and more importantly is, "What did you think those demons went and meant by the hour of the beast has finally arrived?" Gohan continues, "Because
nigga, somebody has woken up
on for just a little longer, then the tides would have certainly shifted within our favor, but I just simply can't help but wonder as to what they went and meant and what their next move is going to be, because whatever it is that they're going and planning to go and try to use against us next, we can't let them go and escape again, no matter what," with Goku having to then chime back in, "Listen, it's better for us not to go and waste any more time, since we don't really know as to what those demons are planning here against us, and while I'm not quite sure on what this strange surge of energy is that we're sensing, and I have no doubt in my mind that those Dark Masters are more than likely behind whatever it is that's going on here, and so it's better for us to go and hurry and make our way back onto Lord Beerus's world, so that way we can go and hurry and figure out as to what we're going to do before it's too late," Goku continues, "and so let's hurry and go so that we can go and make our way back by informing both Vegeta and Lord Beerus with what just happened and see what our next move is going to be."
Okay, Goku, now you thinking.
In the meantime, as this was shown happening, when then having to venture on over into one of the hidden time chambers with the Dark Masters, we only then further go on to take a look and having to see them all gathered together moments before having to summon the dragon, as the Dark Master leader Toro went on to then quickly respond, "The hour of Master Raiden's rise is hereby finally at hand, and while we cannot go and waste a single moment in having this all be for nothing, we are to hurry and go and call upon the dragon right now and have him grant Lord Raiden's wish before something were to go and happen, which will go and prevent us in having to see this mission through until the very end. Do you understand? And as we cannot go and allow for anything to stand within our path, especially not now, and so the time is now." But surprisingly enough, within this very moment, at the same time when then having to venture on over to Zalama and Whis, as Zalama was now finally able to locate the realm in which the Dragon Balls were being kept hidden within, was when Zalama then went on to respond, "There it is, for it would appear as though I was able to finally trace and track down the exact location on which of the many expanding time chambers those demons had been keeping them within."
Okay, he about to snatch them Dragon Balls.
To be radiating from
snatch
this
them
very
bitches.
time chamber itself, with Whis responding, responding, "Well, excellent work, Lord Zalama, and which of these many time chamber realms did those Dark Masters just so happen to go and hide the Super Dragon Balls inside of? And more importantly, is how will we be able to go and pull them out in time before those Dark Masters can go and use them again?" Whis questions, and as I do fear that they may in fact be aware of our presence here, which is why we must go and act quickly before they are able to go and catch on, with Zalama responding, "No, something's wrong, for I fear that it is not about having to wonder about our presence having to be discovered, because I do already believe that they are onto us," Zalama says. And I say this to say that the reason on why I believe that they are onto us, Zalama continues, is because unfortunately enough, they have already summoned the dragon by using the Super Dragon Balls, as I cannot actively attempt to go and retrieve them unless the dragon has already granted their wish in the meantime, Zalama continues, which hereby now ultimately locks us within a stalemate, because they cannot be pulled out unless the orbs are to return to their original and normal positions. But there may in fact actually still be a way, and so I will do what I must before they can be allowed to go and make their wish within the time chamber, to which all the while in the meantime, as the Dark Masters were then shown having to summon the Super Dragon, was when Super Shenron then went on to quickly respond, "You who have called upon and have summoned me by using all 7 of the Super Dragon Balls, what is your wish that you seek for me to grant?" Shenron questions. "Speak now and state your wishes before my presence," as the leader of the Dark Master Toro went on to then point out by then responding, "And now then, dragon, for we have waited long enough, and so if there was ever a better time for us to go and have our most important wish be granted, then that time is going to be right here, right now, and so this is what we will order for you to go and do, for we are hereby running out of time, and we cannot go and run the risk of having us lose the Super Dragon Balls before our wish can be granted.
Take them, Zalama. Take them.
Appear to have all been located by an outside source, and so now you will go and do as we say, or you will be destroyed. Do you understand? And as Lord Raijin waits for us, and you will go and give him what he wants, whether it is within your power to grant or not," Toro continues. "For the great awakening will ensue as Lord Raijin's time will finally come into the forefront, and we will use that fallen angel's very essence along with his power in order to go and make sure that it happens, and so now this is what we will go and need for you to do, and as we demand for you to go and give it to us right now," as it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super Story of the Dark Masters, the official Murno sequel, manga chapter number 25 special, then comes to a close.
Shout out to UnrealEntGaming for this video. Zalama about to pull them hoes, boy. And then Goku, Broly, Gohan, nigga, I need y'all to turn up for real. Man, shit about to get heated, and I'm ready for it, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Check out the last chapter right here. Check out another video you might like right here. And you know what I'm saying? I'll catch y'all next time, man. Peace.